Hello and greetings, my friends. Not necessarily tarot friends, because this is an astrology kind of update. And if you are remotely interested in astrology, you'll know all about the excitement going on for this year. And specifically, I wanted to talk today about the week beginning, well, I'm going to say Friday the 23rd to about the 30th of January 2026. If you're interested in astrology, you'll know that 2026 is considered a pivotal year for humanity and probably a pivotal year for us, not only collectively but individually. And I just wanted to give you a bit of my version of the heads up for this week, January the 23rd to the 30th. And there's a few big things happening. If you want to really focus in on your chart, you look at your chart and see where these things are. Okay, so for instance, if we start on the 23rd of January, we've got Mars moving signs into Aquarius, okay? And that's not unusual. Mars moves signs, every few months, weeks, depending on retrogrades and whatever. Mars going into Aries. So again, think of this symbolically. Mars, the warrior, okay? In mythology, Mars, Aries, okay? As in A-R-E-S, the god Aries. Think about that symbolism of Mars and Aries. Mars, energy, vitality, pioneering, courageous, fearless, just going for what they want. Mars is kind of, just driven, motivated, action, oriented. So think about that collectively, okay? Just that Mars. Mars on the other side is aggression, violence, war, battle, weapons, depending how it's being used, okay? So Mars goes into Aquarius. Aquarius in the modern astrology is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus, the sky god. And in the old days it was ruled by Saturn, but let's focus on Uranus. So Mars is entering the sign of Aquarius, ruled by Uranus, rebellion, kind of electric. I always see Uranus as the lightning bolts. Uranus often brings very big surprises, the unexpected, things that you couldn't have guessed in a million years, all kinds of stuff, and can be some very exciting stuff that Uranus brings in. So Aquarius, it's kind of humanitarian, it's forward-thinking, it's futuristic, it's ingenious, thinking outside the box. Like I say, it's rebellious, it's kind of had enough, it's got its own way, it's got its unique way of doing things. It doesn't go along with the flow of stuff. It's quite happy to put a cat among the pigeons and just see how it all runs out. It's kind of wild. It's the mad professor in the laboratory mixing things and stuff blowing up in the corner and ingenious inventions coming to pass. So on the, I do think it's a Friday the 23rd, that Mars moves into Aquarius. Now, what you've got right in the mix here, in this week is you've got Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto moved signs last year. You got Pluto is already in Aquarius, the very first few degrees of Aquarius, okay? So at some point, it's going to be the 27th, you've got Mars and Pluto coming together, all right? So you'll see a lot of people always like Mars, Pluto. The thing that comes up sometimes is Mars the warrior, Pluto the god of the hell realms, or the underworld, as I would prefer to say. Pluto, the god of the underworld, Mars the warrior. You'd kind of think, you'd think about the warrior in the underworld, or the underworld using the warrior to do what exactly? A lot of people would automatically say Mars, Pluto, transformation by aggression, wars started, secrets coming out, things being revealed. You know, Pluto is all about what's hidden in the earth, but Pluto also represents wealth, okay? Wealth of knowledge, or wealth of, minerals in the earth and whatever. It's quite an interesting time, knowing that certain people are stomping into other countries to steal resources from them, whether they want to share them or not. Let's not go there, otherwise the video might not make it, and it might be taken down. So the first thing you've got, let me go back to the beginning, is you've got this Mars moving signs, okay, on the 23rd. On the same day, the 23rd, you've got Pluto and the Sun conjoin, okay, which means they're next to each other. Pluto, the god of the underworld, conjoins with the Sun, which is about identity, who we are, how we shine, our vitality into the world, how we kind of, express ourselves, the rays of the Sun, how we express ourselves. Again, we can think globally, and we can think about, okay, the Sun, the identity transformed by Pluto. Pluto is all about, again, control. It's about power. So it's about, it could be, on a good day, feeling a power surge, feeling immensely confident. Pluto, which rules Scorpio, is very charismatic. Pluto wants to get to the bottom of everything. Maybe there's something that's going to come up when the Sun conjoins Pluto. Something's going to be revealed, whether that's personally, in the community, collectively, globally, whatever. When Pluto and the Sun come together, it's a powerful combustion, okay? And so that's on the 23rd, right? And then on the 26th of January 2026, we have that big movement of Neptune going into Aries, okay? Neptune that has been in Pisces for years and years and years, 14 years or something, give or take, for the retrogrades. Now, and the Pisces is receptive, it's water, it's sensitive. I don't like using this word for Pisces, but they can be that's not the word. Some people use the word victimhood. I prefer to use the word delusion. Pisces can be very delusional, it can be idealistic, and then therefore gets let down a lot because they've got this utopian love of life. And Neptune, they're big-hearted, they just want everything to be great and everything to get along, okay? So Neptune has been in Pisces for many, many years, okay? And now, on the 26th of January, you've got Neptune, the big, massive planet that rules Pisces, so it's been at home in Pisces, basically is now it's now being shifted into the warrior. Pisces is water, let everyone get along, let everyone identify how they want to identify, let's all be fluid, and let's all just, mingle and get on. And Aries is quite different. Aries is like, WTF is going on here. I'm not having that, and I'm not having that. And I'm pushing through, I'm pushing forward, I'm, blazing this trail, I'm telling it how it is. I'm, Aries energy is very for the individual. It knows what it wants and it knows how to get it, and it will often stomp over people, depending how strong the Aries is, to get what they want, okay? So big, massive shift for Neptune going into Aries on the 26th. It'll be, I really do expect, obviously this doesn't just happen on the day. It's been happening as it gets closer and closer. It came into Aries last year for a bit and then went back into Pisces. And then now it's going to be fully pedal to the metal fire. Neptune in fire. The magical planet of massive kind of huge, Neptune's a big planet of endless opportunities, endless possibilities and potentials, but very, like I say, nebulous, very hard to pin down. Neptune is the big dissolver. It just dissolves everything it touches. So in Pisces, it dissolves boundaries and it dissolves kind of common sense, because people get led down the garden path, in whatever way that could be. So we've got this massive shift of Neptune going into Aries. And if you've got Aries in your chart, like I have, it's going to be absolutely fascinating, because there's a big, massive Aries stack up in a few months' time, which is going to be fascinating. Anyway, let's get back to the week. So Aries with Neptune, it's a big, massive shift. You will already have seen it. I think this stomping over anyone and anything to get what you want is already obvious in the world regarding certain continents and people and leaders. Just go in, do what you want, don't follow any laws, just you want what you want, stuff everybody else, and I'm going to get it, I want it like a child. Aries in its best is the warrior, the honourable warrior who fights for a cause, who considers the actions of itself and has a conscience. Aries, not so good, is like I say, like a toddler, like a brat, just stomping over everything to get what it wants and stuff everybody else. Okay, and you know what you have to do when you have something like that. It's always about discipline, isn't it? It's all about discipline and someone actually putting boundaries in place. So that's going to be very interesting. So that's Neptune in Aries on the 27th. And then on the 29th, we have a nice combination of Mercury and Venus, talking things out, communicating with love, communicating with decency, integrity, honesty, really kind of allowing things that might have blown up with Aries, Pluto, the Sun, Pluto, Aries in Neptune. It's a good time just to sit down and go, wow, what's just happened here? Let's just kind of now the dust is starting to settle. Let's see how the land lies, okay? Because what's going to happen on the 13th of February, Saturn is also going to join Neptune in Aries, and then we have the much talked about conjunction on February the 20th of Saturn and Neptune at 0 degrees Aries, known as the Genesis Point, or it's the kind of beginning, starting. 0 degrees Aries is the first degree of the zodiac, and so it's massive change, massive new beginnings. It's a massive birth of something, okay? And I always think, obviously, in order to birth something, you have to, it has to come from an unbirth, so to speak. I always look at it as a deconstruction. In order to construct something new, you have to deconstruct the old. So it's a powerful week. That is, this year, like I say, is a pivotal year. And then it's a powerful lead up. This week, the 23rd to the 30th of January, and obviously it's already in action, it's already going to carry on, but this whole kind of movement of Neptune on the 27th is a big deal. Because then in February, we've got the eclipse on the 17th, and then we've got this exact conjunction of Saturn and Neptune at 0 degrees Aries. So if you want to have a look at where this is really going to be felt, you'd need to find 0 degrees Aries in your chart and see what house it is, see if it's being affected by anything in particular, natally. Regarding the transits, it's all, I think that's quite enough to be going on with regarding all of that, all those planets in Aries. Those two big massive conjunctions, those two big massive planets conjuncting 0 degrees Aries. It's a big deal. So have a look at your chart where 0 degrees Aries is, and then you'll, like I say, have an idea of what area of your life you'll be feeling it. And it'll be great to hear from some of you once we get to the end of February to say, this happened or that happened. Because what we've also got, we've got I'll do another video on that, because we've got then the Pluto and Uranus, and we've got the outer planets all kind of making very powerful connections to other planets. So let's not get ahead of ourselves, even though it's very exciting. But I just wanted to make this video about that week, so you can just kind of prepare yourself, and just, again, my advice would be, this is going to happen. And even if you're into astrology or not, someone who's never even heard of astrology, it's going to happen. The celestial vibes are still going to be pouring down and affecting us all. And then I would say that the way is just be in a state of receptivity, not reaction. Don't react, just kind of slowly respond. Okay, just respond within yourself, feel yourself. Some of these shifts can be a deep inner shift, that it's not some outward thing, it's just like a deep thing about a promise to yourself, an understanding about yourself, something that you put closure to. That's a good thing, I've reminded to say that, because this year I personally think is a year of closure, tying up the loose ends of stuff. And therefore, when you basically tie up the loose ends of things, you can go, you can exhale, and you can just welcome in the energies that are coming in. I've noticed personally with myself, I have a feeling of anticipation within me, and a kind of a motivation to get things done. And my dear beloved, I notice it in him as well. He's very kind of motivated. He's very active. It's like some invisible force is kind of just urging him to, just do and act. And of course, this Mars is already in action. The Neptune in Aries is already very, it's very close to one toe each side of Pisces and Aries. So just monitor yourself, and just go, oh, if you want, make some notes and go, I'm feeling like this. Okay, I understand there's this massive celestial downpour coming, and therefore the downpours can be full of nutrition and vital for the earth, vital for the plants, vital for trees, vital for everything to grow. Okay, so enjoy the week. And I'm going to come back and do one for February, because it is a big, massive year. The conjunction in February, Saturn and Neptune conjuncting in February at 0 degree Aries, hasn't happened before, as long as people look back at records. 0 degree Aries. Saturn and Neptune join together, come next to each other about every 36 years. The last time they were together, it was when the Berlin Wall fell. It was when the internet was started to be kind of, born, and all that kind of stuff. So, but that was in Capricorn, so it's about authority and kind of breaking down an authoritative arm of the world. So let's see what Aries brings. The warrior, the fighter, the defender. It's going to be very, very interesting, and it's all up to us how we use it. Are we going to be fighters, defenders, pioneers, trailblazers, or are some people going to choose to be, aggressors, invaders, criminals, gangsters? The choice is ours, as always. The choice is ours. So, any questions? Please do put them below, and I'll answer them and put my own kind of spin on what's happening astrologically. So all astrological aspects can be used to good or not so good. That's something to remember, whatever's happening, And if something feels a bit kind of abrupt and shocking, you'll know, when you look back, there was something to be had, a gem. There'll be a gem. Find the gem as soon as you can. Find the gem, and then just move on with it. And easy to say. Anyway, hope you like that. Enjoy the week. If something mad and radical happens, do let me know, and I will do the same. And lots of love to you. Have a great week between now and then, and I'll be doing another video soon. Okay, take care. Bye bye.